Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you all for joining me at this time. My name is Shavi Zane, and I'm coming on to bring a message for the chosen and on behalf of the chosen. If you find that this message resonates with you in any way, or if you agree with what I am saying about the chosen, leave a I agree, I second that, real talk, whatever you want to put in the comments, leave that in the comments below because I think that we have a misconception that has been placed out into the atmosphere in regards to the chosen seed, star seeds, healers, empaths, spiritual teachers, spiritual leaders, whatever your position is as a chosen seed. There's a huge misconception about who we are and how we operate. I think that because love, compassion, empathy becomes your greatest part of your transformation, a lot of people who are low vibrational, who are susceptible to embodying demons, carrying demons, just low vibrational energies, beings, they have this misconception that we are passive, that we are doormats, that we are pushovers. And the greatest misconception that they have is that our main objective is to make sure that the world believes that we are only operating in rainbows, lollipops, lemon drops, gumdrops type of energy. Kumbaya, everybody, the only way a person can see you is if you are singing sweet melodies into their ear. That's the only image that you want the world to see you as. And they fail to understand that we are very balanced beings. We believe in righteous judgment. We believe in integrity and honor. And so anything that is in opposition to that, you're going to call it out as a chosen seed. Let me give you an example. So you might just be sitting outside meditating, minding your business. It's a cool, breezy day, but the sun is shining just perfectly and you just feeling wonderful. You're meditating, you're in your zone. And someone is out playing kickball and the ball hits you, right? Bam. Let's just say it thumped you in your back as you're sitting down in the grass meditating. You haven't even looked behind you to see who did it, what happened, but because you have very strong spiritual gifts, and that's only because you've gone through a great transformation, your spiritual gifts are very heightened. You may automatically know without even looking to see who sent the ball your way, whether or not it was intentional or it was unintentional. You might automatically know just based on the energy of the ball when it hit you in the back. But let's just say, okay, you want to evaluate the situation a little bit more. So you turn around, you get a glimpse at the person that's coming towards you. You're already observing everything about them because the chosen seed, we are natural observers. So you're going to pay attention to how they're walking. How are they looking? What is the expression on their face? What is their aura? What is the energy that's surrounding them as they come towards you? And then you're going to evaluate what they say out of their mouth, how they say it, the tone that they use, the words that they use. You're going to look at all of that, right? It comes just like that. It doesn't take a lot of time for you to process this information. So let's just say you process all of that and you come to the conclusion that this person did this intentionally. You can see the energy. You can see the smirk on their face. You can see the intention of trying to disrupt your peace just to see if they could get you off of your square. Now, let's just say this person says, oh, my bad. I didn't mean to do that. But you can see it. You can hear it. You know that they're being disingenuous. As a chosen seed, you have one of two options, right? You can just turn away and say, I'm not even going to worry about that. Or you can speak directly to them and you can call on judgment to them. Excuse me, but I'm pretty sure that this is a huge field here. And I'm wondering if it was intentional for you doing that. And if it was, I strongly suggest that, you pay attention to what you're doing, right? But you can, in that moment, because you see everything about that person, you have the authority to judge them, not just for what they're doing to you, but what they've done against humanity. That's how much you see in the person's energy, because that's how strong your gifts are. Now, you might not take it that far and read their whole life to them in that one moment, but you definitely have the authority to take it to the Most High and your spiritual team to determine that, hey, this person, they have this low vibrational energy and they're looking to disrupt the peace of anybody that seems too peaceful because they're not happy. But you also have the authority to check that person directly if you feel called to. And one of the greatest misconceptions is that you, as a chosen seed, you'll never step outside of anything that doesn't project the energy of peace. And the problem that a lot of these low vibrational beings have is that they really do. The problem that many of these low vibrational beings have is that they assume that you're only going to speak in a certain tone. You're going to conduct yourself in a certain way. You're going to respond to their ignorance in a certain way, or that you're just going to ignore it altogether and just be passive because your biggest concern is that the world sees you in a certain light. But they have they got a whole lot to learn when it comes to the chosen seed, because we are a direct image of our mother and father. Our mother and father, the Most High, is very balanced in energy. Okay? Very balanced. And so, yes, there's a polarity to everything. And there is an in-between on different scales and different levels in between that polarity of one extreme to the next extreme. And so, as long as you maintain integrity, honesty, truth, you have the authority to check that person, not just for what they're doing to you directly, but also checking them for the demons that they're actually holding and housing, as well as for the intentions that's behind their so-called passive aggressive act towards you. You know how to call it all out because you see through the intention. You see the intention behind the obvious act. A lot of times people do things and they are very narcissistic. They're very passive aggressive in their approach in terms of how they disrespect you or how they try to work against you. But because you have very sharp senses and you're able to discern people's intentions, you can check them for not only what they're doing, but for the intention that they have behind what they was doing, for the energy that they brought when they had the intention. You can check them for the outcome that they was hoping to receive. I'm talking about not just checking, but judging. It's one of the most foolish things. It's just like a criminal going up to the jury who's been given the authority to actually establish judgment over their outcome, actually going up to the jury and disrespecting them. Even if it's in a passive aggressive manner or making subtle threats, it's one of the most foolish things that a person can do to someone like the chosen or anyone that has the authority, that's been given the authority by the Most High Mother and Father to exact judgment and to call judgment on their lives based on not just what they're showing you in your face, but what you sense they are as a person behind the mask. It's the most foolish thing for a person to do, but just know that when you have people that come to you and you have no idea why they're trying to push your buttons, you have no idea why they are trying to go out of their way to see if they can get you off of your square. It's only because they were supposed to cross your path, because it was time for them to be judged. And so you want to make sure that you don't miss the opportunity to cast judgment upon them. Take advantage of the opportunity because it's a part of your assignment to judge them. Even if you don't put it out there openly for them to understand that judgment is being called, make sure that you take it to the Most High and your spiritual team to ensure that not only are they judged for what they are trying to do against you, but also what they have done against others, because you can detect a person's spirit. You know when a person just operates from an ugly space and they just go around trying to find ways to disrupt people's peace. It's a very clear and evident energy. And so it could be very well that, hey, you don't understand why you cross paths with that person, but by the time they get done with their narcissistic, passive, aggressive actions towards you, you understand it completely. It's that person's time for judgment. And so you call it. People have to understand that the chosen, we are not pushovers. We are not passive doormats for people to walk over and to assume that we care so much about how the world sees us that we would just sit back and just, turn the other cheek. Okay? That is not who we are, because we are children of the Most High Mother and Father. And so we possess a polarity that people wouldn't even understand. But it's not one that's going to put us in a position where we call karma to ourselves. No, it's the type of judgment that we actually call on people that's actually going to ensure that they receive judgment based on their actions. But it's righteous judgment, though. So we don't respond in a way where it's going to create havoc for us, where now we have to deal with karma because they've disrupted our energy so much that it took us into a low vibrational state. No, we respond in a way where it's like, I see you. I see past you. I see through you. I see what you've done, but I see your intentions behind what you was doing. I see why you tried to create this issue. And so now I call on righteous judgment. And they best believe it is one of the most foolish things that they can do to a chosen seed, is to try to come in and see if they can test you as to whether or not you will detect their negative intentions. It's a foolish thing, but it's a necessary thing, because that means it was time for them to have judgment called upon them. So they didn't just stumble upon your energy for no reason. And so I just wanted to put this message out there. For those of you who are chosen, you might very much so agree. And hopefully, if you haven't been calling judgment, the highest form of righteous judgment upon people, even when their energy is more passive aggressive and it's not obvious that they're trying to work up against you, but you see it, you can see the demon, you can see the low vibrational intention, call judgment. And this is also for those people who listen to my messages who are not chosen seed, but choose to take the path of unrighteousness. And they purposely go out of their way to go and find chosen seed to see if they can disrupt their energy, or to prove, oh, see, you responded in a way that shows that you are not as kumbaya as you want the world to think that you are. No, they're going to be highly, highly mistaken with the way that you respond to them, because you've transformed and changed so much that you will check them and check their entire life right before their eyes in such a graceful manner that they won't even know what hit them by the time the karma comes back. They won't even understand why the karma is so harsh, because they're looking at, well, the action that I did towards them was just a little petty behavior. But it's bigger than that. It's the energy behind it. It's the intention behind it. It's the number of people that you've done this to. It's the outcome that you was hoping to receive as a result of doing it. All of that gets judged. Because the Most High Mother and Father and our spiritual team sees it all. And all it takes is for us to carry out our assignment as jury, to take it to the judge. And that's when it's stamped. Okay, the gavel gets slammed and they receive exactly what they're owed. So that's my message for you all. I love you. Leave a comment below, like and subscribe. If you want your own personal reading, feel free to email me. I'll talk to you all next time.